everybody, and welcome back to my studio. My name is Elke, and today I'm going to make a bouquet, and I don't really know exactly what I'm going to do, but I drove home from work and saw all kinds of beautiful things literally in the ditch. It was very rainy, and I saw all these flowers, and I just sometimes would like to take nature and take like a little scoop of it and put it into a box or something and then have it inside. So then I just stopped and I got all kinds of things. We have daisies, beautiful little daisies. We have in German called Sauerampfer. I think it's called Sorrel, Sorrel or Sorrel. Daisies. Then we have here. Let's see. We have here something called Schachtelhalm or Horsetail. You probably know that stuff. It grows everywhere. It's wild. I think it's beautiful, fascinating, just cool. Obviously, if you have it in your garden, it could be quite invasive and not so much something you like. But I will use it and just get some pleasure out of this one. So I know there's a good one and a bad one. So because it's also a herb or a healthy herb of some sort, but I think there's a good one and a bad one, so be careful what you use here. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to start, and please just watch me doing it and hopefully get inspired to start something like that too. In this case I have a wooden board. It was like a 1x6 board which I framed, and I just caulked around a little bit. I think I just used glue gun to make it a little bit more sealed up, but I will do just a little bit of a paper or saran wrap, and that is just to keep my water off my furniture. So I'm just going to probably do 2 lengths. Line it over. Okay, so we're just going to fold it right over the edge, let it hang there, and at the end, when it gets closer to the end of the bouquet, I'm going to tuck it all in with moss and stuff like that. So I need a oasis block. Oasis blocks are perfect for bouquets. One important thing is when you use them, when you buy them and they are dry, there's 2 different kinds. The one is for dried flower bouquets, and the one is for fresh cut flowers. And the dried flower bouquets, Oasis won't take any water, so you can't use it for a bouquet with fresh flowers. If you use the fresh flower one, put it into a sink. Don't push it down, let it go naturally, because what happens if you push it down, it will look wet on the outside, but in the middle it's still dry. So if you put some flowers in the middle, they won't get any water. So just fill your sink or your bucket, drop them on top, and let them go down naturally. For oasis, I'm using an old bread knife, which I just got at the secondhand store, and it gives me a longer knife edge here, and then I just go and cut it in here. So just going to mark it. So I center it nicely, tuck in my moss, and at this time I just tuck in the plastic. You won't see it anymore, but don't push it down, because you still want that little edge that the water stays in your tray. This moss actually grew on our parking lot on top of a, one of those concrete dividers, and it's beautiful flat moss, and I scooped it up with a spatula, and that moss lasts forever. Just make it like dry it like this on a surface, and then when you need it, you just put it back into the water, and it turns green again. It's just a beautiful material to work with, and anything that is worked with moss just looks instant natural. So this kind of style is actually one of my favorites, because it actually almost it's a combination between making it look like exactly like you just took it out of nature, and the parallel technique. It has a parallel technique. To me, gives a very modern, very very style, extreme, modern style, which to me feels very Zenish. And the difference is when you make it natural or exactly like it grew, then you have to actually in nature look how these plants grow. Do they grow out of a center in a bush, or do they actually almost grow parallel? Like this horsetail is a plant that almost grows just like that. It goes very straight up and has not a lot of movement. I can see what I try to do here is instead of just putting it straight in and it gives me that curve, the natural curve that it grew, I will manipulate it a little bit and make it put it in so it is literally straight up, because that's the technique I want to use here. So now I'm gonna just put it all over the surface, but in different heights. There's small one, there's this big one. Just build this little forest. Yeah, and what I'm doing right now here is I'm using the daisies as I found them take a few little leaves off and just use them in different lengths again. So I will do one side first. I have two places where I can pick from. I have and I do one side first, and then I will turn it around so it works for both sides. Here I have some gravel that I'm going to use. And put that to cover the oasis. I have some smaller stuff in the bottom here. I'm choosing gravel because that's actually what it was at the ditch. It was really just like that. You know, I have all kinds of material. I have white rocks, I have red ones, I have round ones, I have river rocks, and then I have colored ones. But sometimes the colored ones have a reason for me when I use them for a bouquet, maybe around Christmas or any just modern bouquet. But when I try to recreate nature, I would like to use it, or I usually use exactly how I found it. So these ones are ditch rocks. Yeah, it's just something different, something new. And for me, it's just playing around, connecting, thinking, loving it. So now the moss, I will put a few little bits and pieces in different places so it doesn't look like it's just cut in a square. You know, so there I have rocks in some places and then moss on the other. Really make sure there's no oasis anymore that you can see, because there wouldn't be oasis in nature. Take a few more moss pieces, push them in, and then I can decide if I want some grasses, because grasses are actually also very typical, especially in this combination. And they give me movement, they give me height. what's interesting for me is when I do these bouquets, I often put stuff in and take it out and put it in back in, and I play around because it's just, maybe I have an idea, and when I use it, it doesn't look, or it doesn't give me the look that that I had in mind, and then I just take it out again. So this one I like. So one of the tricks working with oasis is hold your stems very short, because when you start pushing them in, they might just bend and kink, and then you can't use them because they won't take water. So take it as short as possible, give it a little tuck, and just kind of, you have to feel the moment it catches the oasis, the floral foam, and yeah, it will help you to have a good stable push here. Look at this. And of course, it depends on where you put a bouquet like that. Is it on a sideboard and it's only one-sided, then I would still give it a little bit of a back, because it shouldn't look like it's flat on one side. But of course, you don't have to put as much on the back side that you never see. If you have it on a table and people can see it from both sides, then you have to constantly turn it and work both sides. So I told you that I did find also some Sauerampfer or Sorrel, but yeah, I'm not sure if I even want it in there. I'm going to take one and hold it there. I do, it would work. It would actually work quite nicely, but not sure if I love the simplicity of this bouquet more. Maybe I put it in there. I think it looks pretty cool. It's just exactly what I saw in nature. So we don't need a lot, just to give a little bit of a color bits in there. This one, has almost too much of a bend. That means for my parallel technique, I don't want to put it in there. So a few little things here on both sides too, again, and then we are done, I think. So, it's leaning on it, so I don't like it when it's leaning. Let's just put some over here again, and oops, we'll clean up our spot, and you can see what I did. So, yeah. It's not always that we need lots of things, it's just how you put them together. So I think I'm done. I want to put more in. There's always, branches. I could put a nice branch inside, which would look quite cool, or just a little bit, because that's what was lying there. But at this point, I think I would like to just use the simpleness, the straightness of all of these beautiful flowers, and next time you need another branch. Okay, so here it is. I hope you enjoyed how I put that together, and use that technique when you go for a walk and when you look outside, what's outside, and just take it as it is and put it inside, and maybe a little bit combination with this parallel technique. Love it. It's something that is literally my favorite style. Okay, thank you for watching. If you like what I'm doing and if you want to see more, please subscribe for my channel and click on that thumb, because then every time I put something online, you will be notified. Okay, thank you for watching, and have fun creating yourself. Bye-bye.